second round here of the competition. 11-3, 11-4, 12-10. He was taken to the wire in the third game of that competition, but he will be confident, and certainly the coach Yang Chuan Ning will expect great things of this young player in due time. The whole Singapore squad, in fact, has got a lot of youth, and President Lee Bi-wah is very keen to explore the opportunities for all the youthful players from Singapore. In fact, bringing Isabel Lee, of course, and Pang Shui-jie as well. Very, very important as local-born table tennis players in Singapore. We've got some news just coming in, and it's very good news for Singapore. It's about the sailing, so hold on to your hats here. The wind has certainly been in our sails. We've got more gold medals to announce. In the laser radial, Elizabeth Yin was successful. She got the gold. In the optimist class for the boys, Edward Tan was successful. Fatin Rasikin in the optimist for girls was successful. And also in the 420 and 470 class, Kimberly Lim and Savannah Seo in the women's 420 got the gold, and in the 470 for women, Cecilia Lowe and Priscilla Lowe were successful. So some fantastic gold medals and great news there for Singapore. So here we go then with the opening point of this matchup here, second round contest in the men's singles, and it is Malaysia in the lead at the moment, and a little nervousness from Clarence Chu at the moment. We'll see whether or not he can in fact overcome those nerves with the first service. Love 2, ooh, and the game just squeezed over. Love 2 still. Reserve. And well, again, accuracy is so very important in this sport. And he broke there with that forehand. He missed it. It's love 3. So a good start for Malaysia. That's better. That flashing backhand, forehand into the backhand side of the Malaysian did the job. 3-1. Yeah, good control of that. He didn't try to flash too hard with that topspin forehand. Excellent play. 3-2. Yeah, that was a good play, wasn't it, from the Malaysian boy. Ashraf, he's certainly going to be a talent as well. 2-4, opening game. 3-4, that is a really good service. In fact, he's mixing it well here, Clarence. And again, that one rushed on, but the backhand finds the net for 5-3. This is again a very, very confident and impressive start from Ashraf, the Malaysian boy. Oh, that's brilliant stuff. Excellent change of direction. He played the forehand into the body and then came back with a beautiful inside-out shot for 6-3. Good work from Ashraf. Missed that one, though. He'll be disappointed, but he's certainly not afraid, is he? He's taking on the challenge of Singapore. Of course, will be dominant throughout the table tennis world in Southeast Asian Games, have been for a long time. But this is a homespun hero here, and working very hard to stay in this competition. We're in the preliminary rounds, of course. This is a Group C encounter. 5-6. Oh dear. Changed his mind halfway through the shot. You can't do that and expect to win the point. 6-all. This is a good fight back from Clarence. And he goes for broke and misses one. It's all about control, you make the right option and you follow it through without over-exaggerating. That's a really good shot. Well played again from Ashraf. He's certainly no mug, is he? He was tied back to 6-all, and now with his 2 services, he's picked up a really good two-point margin. It's 6-8. Yeah, well played. Good pressure on there. Both sides of the table. In fact, they are really working backhand and forehands really well. Both players really like to be aggressive. 7-8. And another really good flashing forehand from the left-hander. Ties it up at 8-all. So good 2 successful services there for Clarence. No, it's a tight one, but that backhand from Ashraf was just too strong. Good momentum. 9-8. Big chance here for Malaysia to open up with a win in the first. And that one came off the top of the net and went long, and that is now 2 game points to Malaysia. Two game points, Malaysia. Clarence with the serve, and in fact he's picked up the first one. They're 9-10. This is tight, really close. And still another point for the game. Is this going to be short? Yeah. Oh, that's great work. Excellent play from Ashraf. He's been showing that control throughout that first game, and he's taken it by 11 points to 9. And big disappointment for the 17-year-old Clarence Chu. He served well enough, but then look at Ashraf, the way that he picked that ball several times. He's picked it up from below the height of the table and delivered some stunning shots. Very impressive. Have a look at the replays here. You can see the score in the background. It's 3-4 in favour of Malaysia, and that's 3-5. Clarence came back with a couple. Good service there that sped on from the spin. Loads of side action as well. It was tight, but the Malaysians showed a little bit more control at the end and took the first game. So 11-9 it is for Ashraf. And in fact, in his games, he's done really well so far. Ashraf Muhamad beat Nikom Wongsiri of Thailand. And don't forget, they were in the finals in the team event. Beat him 10-12, 10-12 and 11-13. They all went to deuce, the 3 games that Ashraf played before. So that experience would have stood him in very good stead. Nikom was certainly a very good player. We saw in the team event. Clarence has picked up the first point in the second game. And now he picks up the second point as well. So he needs to settle, he needs to work out a strategy. He's only had a little look at this boy from Malaysia. Yeah, good control there. He didn't try to overhit it. Nice top spin. And the defense of Ashraf was no good. It's love 3. Now that is clever, because Clarence would have come unstuck in the first game, but he watched that ball from the forehand side and blocked it back for 4-0. And now for 5 love. A good start to this second game. Yeah, and he did it again, didn't he? Really good control, nice blocked backhand there. Well, this is such a change around from the opening game. He's learnt a lot from it. That one just pushed into the net, heavy top spin, just deceiving a little bit there, but it's a big gap, isn't it? 1-6. And again, he's not afraid of trying it, but that was an air shot from a very, very difficult position. If that had come off, it would have been sensational. No good. 7-1 here. And now 8-1. Wow. Quite extraordinary. Look at that turnaround. He took the first game, did the Malaysian boy, Ashraf. And now he's 1-9 down in the second. 2-9 down now. Fairly high ball toss. And oh dear, I tell you, that is... Clarence will be very disappointed with that. Coming back 9-3. Missing that fairly simple return of service. So this is a real fight back here by Ashraf. He's come back to 9-4. No, and that tape just deceived for a while. Clarence got it back, but then there was still the concentration, and that's 4 points in a row for Ashraf. 5-9 is the score, and he is fighting hard. Clarence was 9-1. Great rally, and another big point for the Malaysian boy. 6-9 from way back off the table. He jumped out to the right side, the forehand side, and delivered a very, very good shot right into the body. 6-9. And that is a relief, you have to say, for Singapore and for Clarence Chu. He's one game down. He dare not lose any more points to this young Malaysian. He's got 4 game points here. 10-6 in the second to level things up. And he's missed that one, so 10-7, but he's still got another service here. Surely he's going to take this game. He was 9-1 up. Great rally, and when it changed, transitioned from forehand to backhand, Ashraf couldn't hold it and to handle it, so a good result there for Clarence Chu. He takes the second game by 11 points to 7. There's some really good play going both sides of the net here. Both youngsters working well. Clarence has now got into the ascendancy. Can he keep it going? Some good play from the Malaysian boy Ashraf. We've got to keep the concentration going here, Clarence. There's no doubt at all you're in a big battle. That is a great shot straight into the body, and it forces the error. So let's take a short break and join me for the third game in just a couple of moments. So welcome back, third game. It's 1-1. Clarence Chu knows he's in a battle here. He had an easy first round encounter. In fact, this is a group stage match, Group C. 4 groups all together. And Chan Chan, the other representative for Singapore, is in Group B, and he's heading that at the moment. So all looking fairly good at the moment, but this is a really big examination for Clarence Chu. He's had some very good results in his young career so far. In fact, won the New Zealand Junior and Cadet Open last year down in Auckland. This year he was third in the boys doubles at the Italian Open. Obviously part of the men's team that won the Commonwealth Table Tennis Championships earlier this year as well. So he's been awarded as the most improved player in 2013 by the Keppel Club, and he's certainly making very, very good progress. But look at the score: 1 all in games, 3 all in points in the third, and he's really got to concentrate. The left-hander needs some inspiration here. Well, he did a great job in putting that service long. He's not been doing that a lot, but then missed the reply. 3-4. Got a little flying thing on the table. That's been batted out of the way. Too good. Well, in fact, are we going to get another? Was that a missed serve? It looks like it is, yeah. We're going to just touch the top of the net, so 3-4, reservice. No, and he goes for the backhand flick and misses it. It's 5-3. These little errors, consistencies, going to cost him. Ashraf doing well, but that's a really good backhand. Forcing the error. 5-4. Missed that backhand though. It's 4-6. He really knows he's in a battle here. 4-6, consistency. We're not getting long rallies. The boys are really stepping in close to the net, and they're going to thump everything. I think he's missed that one though. No, he managed to get the edge. Sorry, 5-6. The ball certainly sat up for him. 5-6, third game. Clarence Chu working hard. Seven, 5. Ashraf in service. The third ball is really, really vital and important. So the service comes, the response, whatever is appropriate, and then the third ball you can really, really attack. And it was a net. 7-6. And he missed it. Oh dear, it was a short serve. Clarence tried to overcook it. 6-8. Again, he's in danger of falling behind again. Big pressure times for Clarence Chu. Well, he did the good job with the serve. The response was too strong and he netted it, so it's 6-9. It doesn't happen very often, does it? Malaysia really competitive on the table tennis table with Singapore, but it's happening right here. Just look at the score. It's 4 game points in the third to Ashraf, and he's got it. It's 11-6. Wow, that really is a big surprise to me, and I'm sure a few of you at home as well will not want to be looking at this score line, because Clarence Chu at the moment is finding life very difficult. He's being put under pressure with some great attacking shots, particularly that forehand. It's a really super shot, as we see in slow-mo here. Missed that one, but he is putting pressure on. He's got nothing to lose, Ashraf, and it's showing. He's playing with a lot of confidence, and Clarence Chu is very, very tight. He's not loose at the moment. You can see his concentration is wavering a little bit, and certainly the fear of losing is making it even worse. Well, this is again another of the coaches that's in the Singapore stable at the moment. Young Chuan Ning, the head coach, is not in attendance there, but I'm sure he'll be watching this. Chuan Ning, of course, from Jiangsu province, had a fabulous career himself. He's a very good player, and coach Fan Ying Li Ju Na, and in fact was honoured with a sports award in China 2006. So certainly the experience is in the support team. Now, can Clarence get all the fluffiness out of his brain at the moment and get some concentration going? He misses that one. 2-1 down, Malaysia in the lead. They've also got the lead in the fourth. A better backhand from Clarence forces the error. 1-1. And again, there's too much action on the ball, not controlled by Chu, so it's 2-1. Now this is crucial. He's got to not allow his opponent to get too far ahead here. It's 3-1. Goodness me. It's the best of 5, of course, at this level. So, one more win. Oh, that's better. Now that'll make him feel better. That was a real full windmill stroke, wasn't it? Lots of arm in that. Beautifully dispatched. 2-3. I think that's probably what he's going to have to do. He's not so conservative. He's got to really go for broke and put some pressure on. Yeah, okay, that one was missed, and that levels things up for Singapore. 3-3 now. That was took the net. Li Biwa, of course, the president of the STTA, is looking to the future, and particularly looking for what will it be now, 18 months time, the Southeast Asian Games in Singapore. He would love to get a home champion. Clarence Chu is under pressure here. If he comes through this will be a great effort. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. Goodness me, he really does open the legs and get a very, very firm base on that particular shot. It's a great one. 3-5, Singapore in danger here. And that was a fairly simple spin that deceived. A lot of sideways motion on that. 4-5. And not a bad service, just clearing the net. Again, lots of action. And I'm afraid Ashraf got a little bit carried away. It's leveled up at 5-5. That was lucky. And in fact, it was a reserve as well. 5-5. That's good. No wonder he shouted his approval of that one. Clarence Chu finds a forehand that goes inside out from the left-hander, and it was a winner. 5-6. And again, a good response from the Malaysian to level things at 6-6. This is really getting very tense now. Ashraf, very competitive indeed. The 17-year-old Singapore boy is under pressure. But he serves a really good one there. Very, very good serve. Ashraf could not control. 7-6. Still 7-6. Needs to push on here, does Clarence, and he's got that point, and that was a disappointment. 6-8. Ashraf will serve now, but he missed a fairly simple topspin forehand. That's a really good backhand for 7-8 into the body, and he responded well. Lots of topspin on that from the backhander. 7-8. And the forehand even better, and then missed by Clarence. Ultimately, it's 8-all. Some good exchanges, but they're not. There's no patience there, is there? Just going for big booming shots. 8-all. 3 points away from defeat here. Now 2 points away from defeat. Clarence Chu will certainly. He's calling what here? Was that the service? I don't quite know what the problem is. Clarence has got to get on with it. The umpire says, well, it's going to be a timeout here, and I think it's going to be needed to get his brain into gear, because there's no doubt at all. Yeah, the timeout has been called. Singapore have taken it, but there's some high risk right here with this one. Some very impressive play, I have to say, by the Malaysian. Muhamad Ashraf, Haiqal, Muhammad Rizal, to give him his full name, has been playing very well indeed. He's countered some impressive serving by Clarence with some very aggressive forehands in particular. Let's have a look at the... Well, he missed that one, obviously, but certainly his forehand has been very impressive. I don't know what stage this replay is, but that is the shot that we see him play time and again. And there, look at that, gets it back into play, and then forces the error from Clarence Chu. So we've got a situation here where Chu is 2 points away from defeat. This will show him some character, and a good timeout call, I would say. Unusual to get it in the fourth game, but here is life on the line time for Clarence Chu. 8-9, does well, continues and does even better there with that forehand. The interesting thing here is that Ashraf was trying to be conservative. He was trying to just keep the ball in play instead of his aggressiveness, and it didn't pay off. It's 9-all, still 2 points required, and that one's into the net, and a good shape up there from the into the backhand of the Malaysian. So it's game point here to Singapore's Clarence Chu, and that is great stuff. Oh, excellent. Super rally, the best of the game so far. And that is it. It's 11-9 in favour of Clarence Chu. He has forced a fifth and rubber game, and he's fought back really well there. Very impressive from Clarence Chu. The fifth game will be very telling. Yep, you join us here at a very crucial stage at the Wunatekti Indoor Stadium. The Malaysian in shot right there and serving. Muhamad Ashraf has played a fabulous match. He went to deuce in his three previous games this morning, three previous matches this morning. Nikom Wong Siri took him to 10-12, 10-12, 11-13. And now Clarence Chu has been struggling against him. Just look at this, 2-0 in the 5th. But that is a really good forehand from the left-hander. And the 17-year-old knows that he can't give a centimetre here. He's got to really, really keep control. 1-2. Yeah, and he had the patience there with the backhands just to play it with a little bit of side spin as well and wait for the mistake. It happened. 2-all, 2-all. Oh, that's a good, clever service. Ashraf thinking his way through that. It went deep into the body and it wasn't controlled. 3-2. Oh, that's very good block. Excellent block forehand. Put the pressure on. We are got a step ladder here, haven't we? 3-all now. And another really important point here for Clarence Chu. 4-3. If he can get across the line here and get into the semi-finals, it will be a really big achievement. He's got another one, a great service, and again Ashraf goes for broken misses. It's a difficult call. They change ends, of course, now. It's a difficult call. We've got a timeout call here by the Malaysian bench. So they took a 2-love lead in this 5th and final game, and now Clarence Chu has come back and has got the ascendancy. Oh, there's a lot of straight talking going on there, isn't there? Well, at 17 years old, you'd expect him to be just a little bit nervous, but if he gets through this, I can tell you, there will be reason to celebrate, because it will be a very, very impressive get out of jail. He was 1-0 down, 2-1 down, and he's levelled up. This is the all-important last game. So they've both called timeouts. Let's see whether it's made the desired effect for Muhamad Ashraf. He's got the service. He's 1 point adrift. No, and he does well. In fact, 2 points adrift. He's now 1 point adrift. It's 4-5. Good serve, and followed up with a really good rally as well. And now I think he takes the edge. It does. It's 5-all. It really is going to go down to the wire. I hope you're enjoying this one in Singapore, because it's really a big mental battle as well as physical. That's a good service. 6-5. A lot of variety in the services. Good to see. This will be short. Yep. Good control from the backhand from Clarence, and then he misses one. Oh dear. He'd done all the hard work, got into the rally, and then missed a much simpler backhand. 6-all. Take a towel down. He's allowed that after 6 or 12 or 18. I'm going to take a let on that. 6-all. 5 points required. Oh, that is a fantastic shot from Clarence Chu. Look at him, he's down on his backside. He can't believe that he actually managed to achieve that. I'm sure that Ashraf will be so disappointed he didn't get it on table. 6-7. Yeah, that's very good. 7-all. He kept the pressure on. Ashraf is no mug. He really is a very aggressive, very talented table tennis player. 2-all, 7-all. What a match. Good swings from Clarence Chu. Great defense. Oh, yes. That was a brilliant rally. I tell you what, Ashraf did really well to stay in the rally right up until that final mistake. 8-7. You can feel the tension inside this Wunatekti Stadium. It's very, very tight and tense. No Millet they're called. 8-7. It would be fantastic for Clarence to just pick up a point here on his serve. And he's got it, he put it into the backhand. He knows that that's, of all the shots that Ashraf has, that's probably his weakest side. Now, really important, 7-9. Clarence Chu, 2 points from victory. And that is 8-9. I tell you, he's a cunning player, isn't he, Ashraf? He's got all the shots, playing it very, very close and tight. And he's missed a game from Clarence, and that's into the net for 9-all. Wow. Right down to the wire, but the great thing in his favour is he's got control of the first ball, the service. So 9-all, all to play for, 2 points required for the win. And that is a really big backhand from the left-hander. 10 points to 9, and Clarence Chu on the verge of a great recovery victory. 10-9. Ooh, this is really tight, and that's it. Clarence Chu raises his hand in triumph, but let me tell you, he was really, really examined there. A brave effort by the Malaysian boy, Muhamad Ashraf, Haiqal Muhammad Rizal. He did a great job there in forcing Clarence Chu to dig really deep. It was an exciting match. I hope you enjoyed it at home. We'll see a few of the highlights here. Let's just see there. We've had a really, really good match up there. There's no doubt at all. It was 9-11, 11-7, 6-11, 11-9, 11-9. Great match. Clarence Chu wins it by 3 games to 2.
It's the women's bronze medal match in the hockey. We're at the hockey field over in Yangon here for the 27th SEA Games. Hockey didn't feature in the last two events or the last two series of the SEA Games, so it's making a welcome return, and Singapore are putting out a side that have been, well, up and down, it has to be said. They have lost to the two big guns, which of course are Thailand and Malaysia, but they did push the Thais very, very well in a 4-2 defeat, which means that they are playing in this bronze medal match. Had they won that one, then they would have been playing for the gold. They come up against a Myanmar side that again has wobbled on occasion, just 7 points, and these two sides have gone head to head in the pool fixtures a little bit earlier on throughout this competition, where Singapore, well, they went 2 goals up and then they were pegged back by Myanmar, and they have overachieved to some extent. Indonesia making up the group along with Cambodia, who conceded that record scoreline 36-0 against Malaysia in round 2. Cambodia having conceded 100 goals in the 5 games that they played in this tournament. So the two teams make their way to the field of play. It'll be very, very interesting, that is for sure. Susanna Sanit, the 13, she has 4 goals in this tournament so far. 1 versus Thailand. She got a hat-trick against Cambodia. She will definitely be one to look out for. So will Chua Sini. She scored against Myanmar in the group and pool encounter, along with Eunice Teng. Those two very much a threat going forwards. So we're almost all set to go. Another opportunity for Singapore to win a medal. Been quite amazing, really. Less participants than a couple of years ago in Palembang. Over 400 people and athletes travelled to Indonesia for the 26th SEA Games. 309 competing for Singapore throughout all of the games that are being played here. And it has been well entertained, that is for sure. The quality and the standards and levels are going up and up and up all the time. And the free hit awarded there against Jana Lim. And it's going to be Pure that will just leave it and go into the middle. So Justine just takes it along to herself. The penalty hit has been moved further forwards. Tries to fire one into the middle, easily dealt with by Singapore as they look to break forwards. That's going to be a free hit. Use of the legs, of course. If you kick it or it hits your leg, then it will be given against you. It's a little bit sloppy. Hua Ling Ho just trying to switch play, couldn't control that one. So Singapore with an opportunity to open the scoring here with a penalty corner. Teed up nicely. It's all important to get it to the edge of the D, and the stop, it is stopped correctly. That's nicely worked. Flick forwards, a chance here. And again, Eunice Teng just trying to get on the end of it. As it is, it hits another leg, so it's going to be another penalty corner. They scored 2 penalty corners against Myanmar, so the set is also important. It's not just a question of getting it to the edge of the D, stopping it and smashing it in. As you could see there, Singapore trying to tactically put the ball into the back of the net. Hua Ling Ho drills it to the edge of the box, scooped forwards again, looking for that slight angle was Chua Sini. Myanmar just hack it to safety. Anywhere will do at the moment. They're under a lot of pressure here from this Singapore side. Eunice Teng just get it stuck underneath her, but she thought she was nudged there. And the officials agree. So Eunice Teng goes again. And again, the body block coming in on that occasion. Sweet Tayar it was to just stop Eunice Teng from going in. Justine, good defending from her, but they give the ball away again, Myanmar. Ball just hoisted into the air. Another penalty corner. Singapore looking to really turn the screw here. They will be buoyed by the fact that they won 2-1. That was their second round game, as we mentioned. In the first round, they defeated Indonesia. One goal. And a goal from Emily Chan saw them get 3 points straight away on the board. So again, looking to stop and set is Chen Li Yuan right on the edge. She stops it, but it isn't stopped properly. It's just flicked in, and again, it's just hit into the body. It's been hoisted, has it? Yep. It was in the air because it's hit the midriff. Drilled forwards it was in the end. Does it? No, the decision's been overturned. More pressure from Singapore. This time, a change in tactic. Eunice Teng will look to fire it out to the edge of the D. Chua Sini is in attendance. Close by as well was Anna Sani. It stopped. Nicely worked. They changed the angle. That's going to be a side hit. Goes behind and deflected like that. Used to be a corner, of course, but now there is a line there where the players can take it from there. They can play it to themselves as well. Another free hit, so Myanmar having to defend all the time here. That one scooping up just off the stick of Tu Win. So yet again, more and more pressure being applied by Singapore. Just seems as though it's going to be a question of when the goal comes. Good stick work there from Eunice Teng. It's closed down, but just ran out of space. Two white shirts in a way. Just couldn't get past the challenges. So the clock ticks down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 means that it's going to be 0-0 at half-time. But it has been all one-way traffic. Myanmar have not caused Singapore a problem at all. It's looking good for the girls in the second half, that is for sure. Lots and lots of penalty corners, but unable to make them count as they have done in previous games. So at half-time it's Singapore 0, Myanmar 0. So the start of the second half, it is Singapore that get us underway, hitting from left to right. Really dominant in that first 35 minutes. Penalty corner after penalty corner. Myanmar stout in defence though, really trying to keep it tight. Let's not forget that Singapore did beat Cambodia as well, 16-0 in their group game. It's only that final loss, 4-2 to Thailand, that means they're playing for the bronze and not the gold. It's obstruction just running in front there. No Sabrina. Good stick work from Mint out wide. And defended from Singapore. Emily Chan looking to come forwards with it, helps it up the line. Back to Emily Chan. Looks inside, looks for the options. She's got them. Eunice Teng flicks it forwards, but easily dealt with, and Myanmar looking to come out the other way now. To win with the strong stick work. Sliding challenge easily picked up by Shui Yin from Myanmar. He having to chase all the way back and put the challenge in and retain possession, takes it herself, and she comes. No real power in that one forward, so that was easily picked off by Justine. And a little trip and a swing of the stick there. That's dangerous play, but it was Nur Sabrina that was applying the pressure. Both the competitions that have been played in hockey, a welcome return we should say as well to the SEA Games. 6 teams for the women. There was of course 5 for the men, and the men will be playing in the gold medal match against Malaysia. They did lose 6-0, but they did give a good account of themselves as well. The girls here with the opportunity for bronze. That would be extremely pleasing for them if they were to come away with it. So it's Singapore's turn to defend. Myanmar looking to come forwards, not really been in that final quarter of Singapore as much as they would have liked. That ball's drilled forwards, well controlled, twisting and turning, trying to create a yard for herself there. On that occasion was Liang. Shitaya looking to take this. Pushed a little bit further back. The win comes across. She takes it herself and drives at the Singapore defence, but Singapore do very, very well. Eunice Teng looks to hit defence into attack very quickly, but just a little miscontrol there. It was a shame. Looking to try and turn things around very quickly. Inside ball for Myanmar. Pyo fires it forwards. Doesn't get any distance on it. Edith Chen helps it on. That's nice play. Nicely inside. Eunice Teng keeps possession. Slows it down. Mosaiza switches play. Ma Ling Ho fires one forwards, but too many white shirts in the way there. Just picking the wrong pass on occasion now, Singapore, when they need to be patient like they were in the first half. Passing it around and creating the opportunities with all of those penalty corners. Now Myanmar can look to attack. Oh, that's good defending though. Getting the body in the way, but not giving up at all. Then Liang helps it into the box. The reverse swing was just about to happen there. There was contact with the foot, so Singapore get on with things very, very quickly. That's nice stick work as well there. Chua Sini breaking forwards, cuts back inside. Obstruction, running straight across the line was Liang, so Singapore still retain the ball. Good work from Phua Ling Ho. Edith Chen closed down a little bit too quickly. That's a nice little touch up the line as well from Joanne Lim. Looks to get it back off the pass from Phua Ling Ho, but unfortunately to no avail on that occasion. Joanne Lim chasing all the way back, helps it up the line yet again. Those two combining well down that right hand side. Free hit once more. Joanne gets on with it quickly, tries to scoop it back inside, but again a white shirt there, but also again contact with the foot. Phua Ling Ho. Just a little bit too long in the pass there from Edith Chen. It needed to go a little bit quicker, and that's why she was closed down. However, because it was driving, the way that Justine was coming out with the ball just caught her, so it's another free hit. And again, there's the feet from Myanmar. It looks like it's going to be another penalty corner for Singapore. They worked it extremely well against Myanmar in the second group game. One penalty corner as well against the Thais. This is going to be Phua Ling Ho that fires it out to the edge of the D. Just waits and make sure that everybody's ready. Good set and a good stance as well. It's a nice stop and good move coming there from Chen Li Yuan, but unfortunately the shot going just wide. Inventive though, not just push, stop, smash. They are trying to work that opening. Attacking quickly. Flick forwards, a real chance here. Breaking into the D and just hacked away to safety. Sri Lin it was for Myanmar. So Chen Li Yuan given the task of stopping the ball. That's exactly what she does. She moves it. They smash one in on that occasion into the body of players. So that's going to be a Myanmar ball. Sometimes you have to mix things up. It looks as though there was one taken to the face there, is it? Justine. Looks as though she's struggling. And that's the worst shot we've seen so far today from Justine. Maybe the ill effects from getting that ball in the face about 5 minutes ago. Myanmar looking to try and cause an upset here, and it would be an upset. Fired forwards again from Justine. It's a nice turn. Singapore looking to keep possession, flipped into a wide area. Well kept in play. Jana Lim working incredibly hard, working down the flank, and helps it forwards as well. Good stick work. Jana Lim still here. Looks to fire one forwards. It's a great touch as well, and good stick work from Chua Sini. The shot comes in. Well, you have to say that was a chance. Good work yet again from Singapore as they're trying to convert the advantage that they have at the moment. Chwasini was firing that shot goal bound, just kicked away. Anywhere will do. Myanmar being asked a few questions here. Myanmar keeping possession now. Sritaya out wide. Yetsen losing out, but well picked off and well read. China was on that occasion just dispossessing the Myanmar side. A little bit overzealous in the challenge on that occasion as well. Fired forwards, but again the runners from Myanmar not in the right angle. Tin Liang it was that was making the run, but was a little bit too slow. So Singapore can look to play out again. Possession kept. To give a bit of credit to Myanmar on the way that they've defended in this game. Singapore are the ones that have created all the opportunities and all the chances. Not really come close, it has to be said. Win looks to get on with this quickly. Just throws one out wide. Singapore having to back off and defend on this occasion. Good work again though from Yunis Teng, putting the stick in there, stopping that ball from being drilled forwards. Hui Ling Ho slows it down out into the wide area yet again. Jana Lim keeping possession. Ball just running out of play. Edith Chen. Out to this near side. The time and space for Joanne Lim. She bashes it forwards, but again couldn't keep it in play, Singapore. So it's going to be Shui Yin that will get back underway. A little block there from Chwasini. Leaving it this time for Justin. That was a better hit forwards from her than the one she topped earlier. Oh, that's a lovely threaded through ball. Good keeping though. Alyssa Lai called into action for the first time in this game, and didn't she do well? Really good work from Myanmar to carve open that Singapore defence. It was a lovely through pass, should really have scored, but great goalkeeping from Alyssa Lai. Well, a little warning sign there for Singapore. Not just here to make up the numbers, that is for sure. They are going to have a little bit of a go. They've been on the back foot so far, all the way through this one. Fired in. Easily dealt with in the end in the middle. Edith Chen. And Van Putten looking on. Must be happy with the way that his girls have gone about their business today. Still a very young side as well. One that can definitely develop. Training 3 times a week at the stadium that was built in Sengkang. A magnificent setting it is as well. Real wonderful facility. Of course, they have the domestic league in Singapore as well, and a lot of these girls apply their trade. It's good work again from Nur Sabrina. She's still on the ball, looking to get to the byline, looking to reverse it back in. No, she scoops it back, but well defended from Yudun. She fires that one forwards. Sticks flying around all over the place from Singapore, trying to defend, and on the burst here is Tin Liang. Cracks one in, that hit the feet. Defending there had to be right, and it was Laura Tan, it was tracking back in there. So free hit in a wide area for Myanmar. The Win it is who's going to fire this one in. Ball's played in. Oh, diving in there. Is it going to go in? Oh, it's trickled across the line. Tin Liang it is who's going to be credited with the goal. Kaya actually thinks she's the one that scored it, but she's just happy. There's the reverse stick back into that danger zone. Tin Liang is right on the goalkeeper. Felissa Lai came a long way there and tried to defend. Everybody's diving to try and desperately stop it going into the back of the net. And the first real opportunity that Myanmar have had in this game, they go and score a goal. It's just gone through the legs of Felissa Lai. Heartbreaking at the moment for Singapore, particularly as all the players been at the other end. Take nothing away from this Myanmar side though. They've defended doggedly. There you can see it going through the legs and just diving on the floor and just trying to scoop it forwards was Tin Liang. She got just enough on it to give Myanmar a 1-0 lead. So it's all for Singapore to do now. Can they convert one of the chances that they have had? They haven't managed to do so far. They will surely get another opportunity before this game is done. Rosanna Sanip bursting into the box, gets down to the byline. Oh, deflected behind. Ball's been thrown on all over the pitch, but you could see the fans and you could hear their reaction. And the home fans are now sitting with a bronze medal if it stays this way. Taken quickly, but too quickly for the officials. Jana Lim trying to just get in behind and getting behind quickly. Chwasini is over there. She gets on the ball. Red shirts pouring forwards. That ball drilled in. Did it take a deflection again? Well, the official there pointing to the far side. So yes, Myanmar will have to defend yet again, and they're going to have to defend stoutly as well. Trying to look for that opening and create a hole. Rosanna Sanip played forwards from Edith Chen. Taken quickly, Joanna Lim. Gets another shot at it though. Played inside and dangerous. The deflection coming and going in the air off the block of Liang, so it's going to be another hit for Singapore. Time not the friend of Singapore at the moment, as they're still trailing by 1-0. Good step work. Singapore looking for the penalty corner. As you can see, the player's not happy with that decision. It got called back, so that's going to be a penalty corner for the team from Singapore. Only 4 players and the keeper allowed to defend this, so a real opportunity. 7 penalty corners they scored against Cambodia. Can they make one count? Of course, the players must be inside the goal area as well. Falling Ho fires it out to the edge, stopped by Chen Li Yuan, played forwards, and a real chance there for Eunice Teng just to try and get a nick on it. Falling Ho had tucked in as well and was trying to just get her stick on it. 5 minutes to go here for Singapore. Eunice Teng does well, fights and battles hard there. Another penalty corner. Well, it's like that spell in the first half where Singapore had penalty corner after penalty corner but just couldn't convert one. Will they try something different here? Myanmar get within the goal. Again, it's going to be down to Chen Li Yuan to stop it. She does exactly that. Again, played forwards, the block coming in, and it was an all-important block as well, but it was the legs. So again, another penalty corner. The pressure relentless now from Singapore as desperation stakes set in. They're still trailing by that solitary goal. 4 minutes to go. Can they turn it around and force extra time? Drilled to the edge, stopped by Chen Li Yuan. Everyone had gone in. Another penalty corner. Well, this is eclipsing what happened in the first half. And Singapore are well and truly camped in the D of Myanmar. So again, Falling Ho will fire it out, looking for Chen Li Yuan. She stops it. Scoop to the side, a little bit of time and space, drilled and blocked, and that's going to be a side hit. Well, the Myanmar players just closing down as quickly as possible, trying to get something on it, and that's exactly what they did. Hooked up in the air. That's why it hit the leg a little bit higher up. So a hit, Rosanna Sanip trying to get to the byline and cross. Penalty corner again. Well, that's 5 in the last 90 seconds that they've had, and they still can't manage to muster a goal. Surely this time Singapore can get an equaliser. The bronze medal is on the line. They're trailing by that solitary goal, scored by Tin Liang on the hour mark. Yuan will be the one to stop it. She does again. Scoop forwards and just the touch from Falling Ho. Not enough. Behind the goal you can see the partisan fans getting into the spirit of things. Well, the Myanmar defence not happy with this decision. It's another penalty corner. Singapore keen to get on with this very, very quickly. 2 minutes is all that separate them from finishing in 4th place. And it would be a travesty, you have to say, the way that they have performed as a team in these games. Beating Myanmar earlier on in this pool by 2-1, and trailing 1-0 with about 90 seconds to go. So this is vital times for Singapore. Chen Li Yuan stops it. They've changed the angle totally this time. Oh, a real opportunity. Oh, it's flash past goal. Rosanna Sanip just couldn't get her stick on the end of that. That was a really well worked set piece, and the penalty corner almost coming to fruition, but unfortunately Rosanna Sanip couldn't get that final touch. Is that going to be the end of Singapore's challenge? Well, the clock has been stopped. 72 seconds left. And it looks as though Myanmar are going to take the bronze. Fired forwards and just scooped in the air. This is last chance saloon for Singapore. Drilled forwards, but there's no one up there. It's gone behind. It's going to be a hit in by Myanmar. And they will take their time here, which is exactly what they're doing. That's well worked. Helped on by Liang. Closed down by Singapore again. Good stick work from Joanne Lim. Helps it forwards. Back inside. This is better from Singapore. Emily Chan getting involved as well. Myanmar happy just to get the ball out and kill a little bit of time. That's exactly what they do. They scoop it forward. Singapore are having to sacrifice bodies forwards as well to make something happen. It's going to be a hit in from the side. There's only 15 seconds left. This needs to go long, and it needs to go long very, very quickly. Into the final 10 seconds. It's been stopped as well. That was a good stop from Liang, who fires it forwards, and that looks as though it's going to be at 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, an upset has occurred here at the hockey field. Singapore beating Myanmar by 2-1 in the pool stage, but it has come back to haunt them as Myanmar are going to take the bronze medal by beating them 1-0 in what you could describe as a smash and grab. Tin Liang will be credited with the goal. The ball trickled across the line as slowly as you like. No one from the Singapore side could do anything about it. Penalty corner after penalty corner, pressure after pressure. The full-time score is Singapore 0, Myanmar 1, and it is going to be the bronze medal for Myanmar. What an amazing achievement for them. But Singapore, well, they haven't done themselves any discredit at all. They've performed extremely well in these games, and they just need to start to build on that now. This has been missing from the SEA Games, the last 2 editions, so there's plenty to aim for with Singapore hosting the 28th SEA Games in about 18 months' time. But as you can see, the celebrations for Myanmar, well, they got it right. They got it absolutely right. They defended deep, they defended in numbers, and they hit Singapore on the attack. Just that one real opportunity, and it turned into a goal. Singapore will rue the missed opportunities that they did create, having had so many penalty corners and so much possession. Yet it will feel like a huge loss for them, going down 1-0 to Myanmar. Well, the gold medal match will be played a little bit later. That's Malaysia versus Thailand. But as you can see, Myanmar are absolutely over the moon. 7-0 victory against Cambodia. That's all they managed to muster. They beat Indonesia 1-0. They drew with Thailand 0-0. That was a real shock result for Thailand. So Myanmar did have it in their locker. That is for sure. But it's Singapore that should really have won this one. It's finished Singapore 0, Myanmar 1. It's Myanmar that go back with the bronze medal.
So we've moved over now to the swimming pool, and this is diving, and they're right in shot. The favourites for this one, no doubt at all. The Malaysians have dominated in the diving pool, both in men and women, for such a long time. And there is the twin pair of Mark and Timothy Lee. And of course they did such a great job in the 3-meter individual springboard. Mark picking up the silver medal and Timothy just edged out of a bronze position.
Representing Vietnam,
we've just seen the Indonesian pair of Jamjami and Putra, and now the Vietnamese pair of Nguyen Minh Sang and Vu An Doi and Suchap Pichi Thirapat Siripun. So there, of course, and well, this is an interesting one, isn't it? Men's synchronized 3-meter springboard final, and there will be marks for execution and also for synchronicity. And well, hopefully, you never know, you might even find that order of participation as the finishing order as well. It's certainly possible, because Malaysia are going first, and they will be certainly favourites to take this. Wee Si Liang took the gold medal in the individual 3-meter competition with a super score of 431.90. His partner Azman Ahmad, they're 20 and 21 respectively, and we'll see whether or not they can get this first one off with a very simple dive, but the entry is so important. Synchronicity absolutely vital, and that 401C made it an inward dive, and there you can see really good scores there, 8s and 9s. Well, that is fabulous, very, very impressive. In fact, in terms of the actual scoring, excellent is 10, very good is 8.5 to 9.5, good is 7 to 8. So you can tell that that was very, very well synchronized, a really good execution. Simple dive, but it was very, very impressive. So now this is the interest for us, isn't it? Mark and Timothy Lee, and according to my notes here, Timothy's on the left as we looked at from the front camera, and Mark, the silver medalist in the individual event, is on the right. They are performing a 201B, so we're looking at a backward dive, and that wasn't a bad effort. And you can hear that the crowd of supporters from Singapore are really, really happy to see their favourite duo, their favourite twins out there. That's not bad. There's a good 8-point there. A 6.5 and an 8, that's a real big discrepancy there. An 8.5 as well. And that is for synchronicity. Kelvin Chung is the Malaysian scorer and judge. So that is a very, very good score from him, 8.5. It's very generous from his perspective. Yeah, you can see just a little bit under the entry, I think, for Mark, but nevertheless a good start for Singapore duo. Now Jamjami, Ahmad Sukran and Putra Adio Resto, a 401B for them, and that means it is an inward dive with pikes. It's actually with pikes as opposed to tuck, which the Malaysian pair did. So everything has got to be absolutely in great synchronicity. Even the start there, yeah, the hand raising, that's a good start. Simple and very effective entry. So Jamjami and Putra have started their synchronized diving campaign really well. Good start there. So the 29-year-old on the left of screen right at the moment, Jamjami Putra, is 17 years old. So it really is, and that's good scores, good scores. Judge 4 gets an 8 on the score, 8.5 I saw for the synchronicity with Arthur Vita Cruz, the Philippine judge. So they'll be very happy with that. Very nice entry too. Simple, but very effective. We're in round 1 of the men's 3-meter springboard synchronized competition. Nguyen Minh Sang, Vu An Doi, 23-year-old, is on the left of screen. Now he's on the right, of course, just as the camera changes, or the angle changes. And Wu Andoi is nearest us. Again, simple but effective. 201B is a back dive, and with pikes.
Scores for execution.
Again, this opening dive, 46.20.
7.8.
And in fact, they've put themselves up to second ranked position overall. So that's a really good showing by the Vietnamese pair. Good work.
From Thailand, Suchat Pichi, Tirapat Siribon. 301B.
So you heard the announcer, I'm sure, Suchat Pichi and Tirapat Siripun from Thailand. Again, 34-year-old on the right of screen there, you can see, and the 17-year-old on the left. And again, whoa, and he was undercooked there, wasn't he, a little bit? Suchat Pichi. He certainly wasn't as synchronized as any of the other teams that we've seen. Yeah, it's been marked down a little bit there, you can see, and degree 37.20. Degree of difficulty for that too. They will swim, they will dive 2 rounds of degree of difficulty 2, and then they will be allowed to really let their creativity flow. That was not a great start, and you can tell that from the standings after round 1. 5th place, the Thais, Indonesia in 4th, Singapore in 3rd, Vietnam surprisingly up in 2nd place, but the Malaysians well in the lead. Here they come again. Malaysia with Wee Si Liang, and again it's a 201B dive, which means we are looking at a back dive with pikes. So they will come to the edge of the board, but they not only have they got individual experience, their ability to really time things together. There's the captain. We'd see Liang calling the shots. And the lift off, and the higher you get, the better it will be for the score. The entry too has got to be clean, and the least splash you get scored higher points as well. So yep, there's a look at that. 8 5s, there's littered across the scoreboard there. 8.5s, very good scoring. 49.2, 99 in total. I'm sure they'll be very happy with that. Good execution, good synchronicity, and look at that, you could hardly tell them apart from the side. Very impressive. And look at those bulging calves of Wee Si Liang, a very, very impressive gymnast as well as diver. So come on, let's hear it at home in Singapore. A big cheer for Timothy and Mark Lee. The two 19-year-olds have made literally a big splash, although they won't want to have a big splash with this particular dive. This is a 301B. And so reverse and into the water with a good style to finish. And again, you can hear the Singapore crowd really loving this. There you go, 8s and 8.5s there. Excellent synchronicity. 46.8 for that one. 92 in total. Albeit temporarily, they'll be up into 2nd place. But just look at that. Really, really solid, easy performance together. Good height from the board. Lovely touches and great execution. Well done, boys. Here's Jamjami, Ahmad and Putra Adityo. Again, all 2.0s. This one is a 301B, so that makes it another reverse dive. In fact, it is the same dive as that both the Lee brothers completed. Let's see whether there's any difference. No, it's also very good. Maybe a little bit more splash on entry, but a very accomplished dive to start. There you go, not quite as many 8.5s as we saw for the Lees, but still important and impressive. And yep, taking in third place at the moment. Now this, we just see a repeat of that. Yeah, good, confident and competent finishing. These are the simple dives, the first 2 rounds. Then we'll see a lot more difficult in just a while. Now this is an important one for the Vietnamese pair. Nguyen Minh and Vuan Duy. They were in second place after round 1. There's just a little bit of loss of synchronicity there, I think, on that 301B. And the reverse dive. Just, not quite as impressive as the first time round. 41.40, and they've dropped from second place back to fourth. Now that's good news for Singapore, because it means that they move up the rankings up to second place overall after 2. I think Vietnamese would be a little bit disappointed with that. You could see the diver on the right a little bit earlier in the water than his partner. Just didn't get the same height, did he? And that's why they were marked back a little bit there. Let's have a look now at the final dive duo for the second round. It's Pichi and Siribun. They're in last place at the moment. And in fact, 51.32D, it's another 2 degree of difficulty mark, but with a little bit of some twists as well.
6, 5.5, 7, 7. Score for synchronization.
So, stay in 5th place overall, 39.60. They are really quite pleased with that, apparently, although there was a loss of synchronicity, and the entry wasn't great either, was it? Particularly Sribun was not exactly good on the left side of screen. Let's have a look at it after round 2 then. Malaysia in the lead. Singapore have moved up into silver medal position.
Round 3.
It's the third round of the men's 3-meter springboard synchronized diving competition here at the Wonasekti swimming pool. And Hui Ziliang has really been a great leader, great captain here. And this one now, 107B. This is going to be a tough dive forward. 3.5 somersaults. Can they stay together? Oh, yeah, well, I think you could say that for 3.25 of those revolutions of these somersaults, they did well, and then just at the end they came a little bit unstuck, but it's still good scoring. Look at that, 70.68 altogether. And the Ziliang right in front of camera there will be pretty pleased with it, I'm sure. They will retain their first position overall. Good strides up to the edge of the board, lovely height, good rotation, a little bit coming unstuck there with the actual synchronicity of the rotation, and the entry was a little bit off, but still, degree of difficulty there, she of 3.1, and that made a big difference to the ultimate score. So they remain at the top of the list, and now Timothy and Mark Lee will come and try to hold on to their silver medal position at the moment. It is an important one here. We're looking at 405B, so there's lots of inward 2.5 somersaults, and well, I tell you, that is another degree of difficulty over 3, and there 65.70. That is not a bad effort at all. Look at the synchronicity scores, very, very strong. 8.5s, 7.5 as well. So actually, if you're synchronized like that, it's a very, very important score. Let's have a look at it again. And the inward, lovely flavor in the rotation, good stuff. Really, really impressive again. And the two Lee twins are behaving like twins. They're locked together really well there. Good stuff. Right, Jamjami, together with his 17-year-old partner, Putra Aditya. Putra is this side, of course, you can tell from just looking at them, can't you? 107B, this is the same as the Malaysians tried, so big problems here if they don't get the synchronicity. Oh, they've done well. That's a very good effort. Okay, a little bit splashy on the entry, but a forward 3.5 somersault with pikes. That's very impressive.
Scores for execution: 7, 6.5.
There you go. That's a good score, 66.96. And that puts them up into third bronze medal position, of course. And again, synchronicity, you could see that, couldn't you? Very, very good scores. 8s and 7.5s. Yep, they were together, weren't they? It was the entry that was the problem. Didn't quite get into the water together.
107B,
yeah.
3.1.
But a good effort nevertheless by Jamjani and Putra. Nguyen Min Sang and Vu Andoi, they were in second place after the first dive. They just dropped back off the pace a little bit to fourth after the second. This is their third dive. They've got exactly the same dive. And a 3.5, oh dear, nowhere near appropriate. And they certainly have, well, they won't be scored, and the judges won't be as benevolent as they were in the first. Watch this, 48.36, yeah. 4 5s, there's a 6 there as well in the execution, and certainly the synchronicity wasn't marked well. So disappointing there for the Vietnamese boys. But we just have a look at it there. You can see the problems. They're way all over the place, way off the board. And let's have a look. Wow, that's dear. Considering there was so much rotation there, they just didn't get that one together, did they? So, Pichi, Suchap Pichi and Terapit Sripon. Pichi this side. They've got a 105B, so not as ambitious, and it won't be have as high a degree of difficulty. 105 is forward 2.5 somersaults compared with the 3.5 we saw earlier. But they've scored well on synchronicity, haven't they? 6.5 and 7s, as I mentioned before. Anything that's above 6.5 is satisfactory to good as far as the judges are concerned, so they'll be happy with that. And they may well, it's just lost a little bit on the third rotation there, but yeah, okay, good effort by. And now Jamjani has moved up to third place. Singapore retain that position, but just look at the difference in points. Less than half a point the difference between bronze medal and the silver Singapore hold at the moment. So Jamjani really pressing the Singapore boys. And that is now 3 rounds complete. 3 to go. We're halfway stage. This is round 4, degree of difficulty 3.4. This is the hardest we've seen so far. 4, 407C. I'll translate that for you. 407 means inward, 3.5 somersaults, so they will try to, I'll be facing the other way obviously, and they will try to get enough height and do all the rotation inward, not backwards from the board. Now, this is going to be a tough one. 407C means that it's going to be tucks as well. So there's going to be a lot of rotation. It's going to be very blurry as they move. Watch out. There you go. Oh, I think Wei Ji Liang was just a little bit under-rotated at the end. But I tell you what, it's a brave attempt. They are putting in some really difficult dives here, the Malaysian pair. So they'll get marked well. And look at that, 72.42. Yeah, the synchronicity was down. Look at that. Judge 4, that is Pranata of Indonesia's, marked them down a bit to 6.5. And you'll understand why. Just look at the entry of the boy on the right. It's just a bit short and got a little bit of extra splash as well. But it still means that they are well in the lead at the moment. So, can Singapore, with Timothy and Mark Lee, hold on to this silver medal? They've got a 107B. This is a big one. 107 is forward, 3.5 somersaults. Watch out. Not bad. They're just perhaps a little bit over-rotated on the entry. But nevertheless, a really good synchronized dive. No doubt at all. They work well together. And that was...
Score for execution.
Score here. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, 6.575. But 60.45 because the degree of difficulty was significant at 3.1. That's the most difficult dive they've attempted. And let's just have a look at it again. Yeah, that's the tough one, 3.1. They did over-rotate, particularly on the right side here. Mark a little bit closer. The camera, a little bit of extra splash. But nevertheless, they're still holding that all-important silver medal position. Here's Jamjami and Putra. And they're in a 205B, which means it's a back dive. Back 2.5 somersaults with pikes. Again, we talk about the approach. There's obviously the approach here is a standing approach, but the flight and the entry. The height will be good, has to be. But it has to be coordinated. It's no good going for broke unless you're exactly in line with your partner. That's good. Oh, but then the entry was blown, wasn't it? Oh dear. Putra Dicho just oversplashed, and I think his partner's looking at him and saying, you know, what happened there?
Score for execution.
Let's have a look at it.
5.5.
Yeah, 4 and a 4.5. How can you have a 4 and a 7.5? That's unbelievable.
6.5.
That is an extraordinary.
5.5.
Vinka Esti from Indonesia scored it a 4. Yoken Ni, who is a really experienced Malaysian diver, has been to the Olympics and obviously defending champion at many SEA Games. He scored it 7.5. So a difference of opinion there in the execution from the judges. But I think that Jamjani and Putra will not be too displeased in the end with that score. They stay in 3rd place overall. Nguyen Min Sang now and Wu Andoi. They're going to try a 205B, and that is a backward 2.5 somersaults with pikes. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was certainly better than the previous attempt. Certainly on the entry, the rotation not bad. Perhaps they didn't quite get enough height, but well together, and a 59.40 keeps them back in 4th place overall with 195 aggregate after 4.
6.5. 7.
And the diving coach there for Vietnam, obviously a little bit happier than the previous 2 attempts. They were in 2nd place after round 1. They're 4th place after round 4.
3.0.
And the final dives of round 4 coming up. Sucha Pichi and Terabit Sribun. This dive is a 405B. So that means it's an inward 2.5 somersault with pikes. And you can tell who's leading that one, can't you? Pichi calling the shots to start. Oh, and they're way out of synchronicity. Oh my goodness. That was rough. They'll have an inquiry about that one. They really will be having an examination about this one because it was way out, and I think they'll be way marked down as well. Let's have a look at it. Looking anxiously at Suchap Pichi, and they could well be back in 5th place overall with this one. We haven't got the scores on the board at the moment, but just look way out. Oh, in terms of synchronization, it wasn't there, was it? They just difference in height, difference in rotation, difference on entry. I don't know what the score is, but I tell you, it won't be marked. There might be a little bit of discrepancy between the judges trying to find out what to call it. But oh my goodness, really difficult to know what it will be, but I think certainly Yoken Ni will not be happy with that, I'm sure, because he's the Malaysian judge and has only just retired from diving, so he will know exactly what points to give there. But I think the judges are struggling with this because there was obviously the synchronicity was way off. But if the judging is going to be a little bit higher, I can't really understand what the problem is here. But we are waiting, so they're going to be obviously judging on the height that they get off the board. They'll be looking obviously that flight and the action within that flight. They're trying to eliminate all the angles that you could have on entry.
The referee has allowed for a redive.
Oh, it's going to be a redive, and I don't know why. Well,
405B 3.0.
3.0. Well, that is an interesting phenomenon here. We are now going to allow a redive, and I quite honestly, I don't know why that is. Perhaps there was a problem with the functioning of the scoring system. Perhaps that's what the problem is, because we've had issues like that before. But certainly the way they set themselves up and executed it was not a great dive. They will be absolutely delighted that they've had another chance to do this. Suchap Pichi and Terabat Sri Bun did not make a good dive here on the previous attempt, so it's second chance saloon here for the Thai boys. Let's see whether or not they can do better here. It is better, but he's still a little bit later on entry was Pichi, but certainly significantly better, a lot better than the previous one, and I think they're, no wonder they're smiling.
6.5.
They are definitely smiling.
6.5.
Well, there you go. 6.5.
Scores for synchronization.
Yeah, 7.5s as well. Well, they have really escaped.
7.
No question at all.
7. 6.5.
Well, let's have a look at it again. It's certainly much better. You can tell at home. You don't need to be an expert to work out that was a lot better than the first time around, where they were totally out of synchronization. The height is a little bit too high there from Sri Bun on the left, and then got the entries. Right, okay. Malaysia in lead. Singapore still in silver medal position.
Round 5. Weizhe Liang, Ahmad Amshar, 3-0.
So here is the Malaysian duo, Wee Tsi Leung and Azman Ahmad. It actually said round 2 on the graphic. Apologies for that. The host has given us the wrong graphic. It's round 5. It's a big one. It's 307C, 3.5 degree of...
Scores for execution 7.5, 8.5, 7.5, 8. Score for synchronization 8.5, 8.5, 8.5, 7.5, 8.5.
Apologies for the delay. We are in fact looking at round 2 at the moment, and we're having problems with the host broadcaster. But we'll try to bring you round 5 as soon as we possibly can. Again, it's Timothy and Mark Lee, and this is a repeat of what we've already shown you. This is round 2. That's why the dives are so simple. In round 5, they're significantly more difficult than that, and we will try to bring them to you as soon as we possibly can. Apologies for some technical difficulties here with the host broadcaster, but we have already watched the 2 twins executing this dive, and we already know the results of it, so apologies for that, but we will be back with round 5 as soon as we possibly can.
107B 3.1, 301B 2.0.
Again, we are looking at round 2 coverage, and 301B is not what we expected to be seeing, but Jamjani and Putra execute already. We are still looking at a repeat of round 2 of this competition, and the Indonesians have moved themselves up into 3rd place overall. That's Singapore holding on to silver medal position at the moment, with Malaysia in the lead. So we will get back with round 5 in just a while. You can see from the graphic there, round 2 is not what we had hoped that we'd see on our screens just at the moment. We will get back in just a while with round 5, and I know it's all very exciting at home because Timothy and Mark Lee are in silver medal after 4 rounds of this synchronized men's 3-meter springboard competition. And well, I've just heard that we've managed to get live pictures back. Oh, that's fantastic. Right, round 5. That's exactly what we've been hoping to achieve, and we've got it. 307C is a 3.5 degree of difficulty for the Malaysians. And again, as they come to the springboard, we know that their confidence is absolutely sky high at the moment. 307C means a reverse 3.5 somersaults, and they'll all be in tuck position. So again, it's going to be very, very fast movement for the Malaysians. Here we go. Wow. And and there's a poor entry there from Azman Ahmad. Although they were trying a very hard dive, I have to say that they could well get marked down for the synchronicity, and there's no doubt that Wee Tsi Leung looked across there, and he will probably look at this. 3.5. Wow, it's no wonder they've been marked down. That is really the the worst score we've seen at 59.85 by the Malaysians. They've got a lot of leeway. They've got a lot of investment already in the bank, so to speak, after their 4 rounds. But this 5th round dive was a real disaster for them. Good rotation, and it started out so well, but the completion and the entry was not good at all compared with what we've seen before. So we've caught up, and now, well, I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that Timothy and Mark have got a real chance of catching the Malaysians, but if they put in a really good dive here, 205B is a backward 2.5 somersaults with pikes. If they put in a good dive here, they could really put a bit of pressure on. It's solid, but again, just a little bit overcooked by Mark Lee on this side. He just overdid it a little bit.
Scores for execution,
6.5 and a 4 there by the execution judge Vinka Esti of Indonesia. He's really quite harsh, I have to say. 7.5 by 2 judges there. And that was Arthur Vito Cruz and Damien Lowe. Of course, Singapore have got their own judge in there as well, giving a 7.5 for synchronicity. Yeah, it wasn't quite vertical on the entry. So that means that Singapore haven't taken a huge amount out of that, 54.90. It still means that they've lost a bit of ground on the Malaysian pair, but they still are in silver medal overall. Right, 3rd place overall at the moment are the Indonesians, Jamjani and Putra. They're trying now some twisting dive, 5.154. Let's see if I can establish what that is actually going to be. 5.154 means it's going to be a forward 2.5 somersault with 2 twists. Pretty ambitious. And it's got a DD value of 3.4, so it's a very hard dive, this. Let's have the twist as well. Oh dear, and the entry. Wow. Well, you can tell there wasn't enough height before they executed the somersaults and the twists. They didn't actually ultimately allow the completion of the whole dive. 59.16 though is still a reasonable score because of the degree of difficulty of 3.4. And that's really good to see a smile there from Jamjami. Let's have a look again. They went forward too much, they didn't get enough height, and then they didn't leave enough space obviously to complete the dive. Good effort, but they've got to get right up there. Nice synchronicity until that time, and then they blew it a little bit. But here's Nguyen Min Sang and Vuan Dui. You can see the score to beat is significant. It's 106, so yeah, no chance of that, I'm afraid. But a 405B is inward 2.5 somersaults with pike position. Again, it was a simpler dive. It was degree of difficulty of 3.
Scores for execution, 6.5, 6.5, 6,
yep.
7.
Well, that's pretty good scores. Overall, you have to say that's okay. In fact, satisfactory is 5 to 6.5, so most of that. So good effort again by Vietnam. They started out well. Their first dive was very good. They got into 2nd position overall. Their 5th dive was pretty good too. But is it enough to get them up to threaten for a medal? I don't think so.
107B, 3.1.
This is the Thai pair of Pichi and Sribun. And at 107B, that means it's a forward dive, but it's 3.5 somersaults with pikes. So big rotation, and again they're out of synchronicity. Pichi, oh, he was the guy nearest camera now. Pichi was the one that really struggled to make the water at the same time. There was yeah, you can see they were well out of sync. 5.5s and 6.5s, but the Thai coach doesn't seem to be too upset by it, but Whether or not they're going to threaten for the medal, I don't think they are. Look at that. They're way out of, away from the board as well, wasn't the Sribun, the youngster, the 17-year-old. Just look at him. He comes so far away on the rotation and then makes his entry too early. But here's the roundup then. After round 5, it's still Malaysia in the lead. Singapore holding on just about to their silver medal position. They've got a lead of 5 points, so anything half decent here and they've got a really great chance. And of course it's so important for Timothy Lee, because he was 4th in the individual 3-meter springboard, so he's out of a medal. But his brother Mark took the silver already, so it'd be great if Timothy could also take a silver home as well. I don't think anybody's going to catch this pair though. Wee Si Liang and Azman Ahmad, they've been very impressive. Their 5th dive was a little bit of a disaster, but we've got some twists in this one. 5-1, 5-4. It's a 3.4 degree of difficulty, and it's going to be a really tough dive to complete properly. Let's have a look at it. Yeah, they weren't quite synchronized, but it is a very difficult dive. 5-1-4B. Forward 2.5 somersault with a twist, and there you can see 7s, yeah, satisfactory without being absolutely brilliant. 71.40 though, because of the degree of difficulty, so I think they'll be overall fairly happy. And certainly the coach there says, well done, Wee Si Liang, that's your 2nd gold medal of the competition. He got a silver in the individual 10-meter platform, but you can see the synchronicity wasn't there, was it? But now, this is big one. Come on, Singapore, let's hear you. Let's hear you. Are you going to support these boys? 51-52B is the dive. And let's see whether or not they can execute here. Forward 2.5 somersaults, 1 twist. They've got to get it together. Not bad. Oh, yes, I think they've nailed it. Good stuff. That certainly won't push them up into gold potential, but it could well hang on to the silver medal. And you know what the crowd is saying there. You can just see them. Top left picture. The Singapore crowd there. 7 5s are good. Score is 63. That might just be enough. We have to wait for the others, but that is their series now complete. Round 6 done. Just a little bit early off the board, wasn't it? But they accomplished the turns, the rotations, the twists, and beautifully done at the end. The entry was actually a lot better than we'd really hoped for, but 3 was the degree of difficulty. Now, this is an important dive for us, for Singapore, because Jamjami and Putra, if they nail this one, they could snatch the silver. It's a 405B, and that means it's inward 2.5 somersaults with pike. Fingers crossed at home. Timothy and Mark are in silver position at the moment. That's a good dive though. Oh my goodness. Jamjami Ahmad and Putra Adicho of Indonesia have pulled off a really good dive. They are in bronze position at the moment. Can they snatch the silver from Singapore? 65-70. Oh, they haven't quite made it. That is so close though. 334.62. That is just, oh man, that's 1.8. That is 1.8 points below Singapore, who have retained their position in silver medal. That is, well, it's a really big relief for all of us. So the Lee twins, Timothy and Mark, are in silver medal position. I think Jamjani and Putra were the only ones that could wrestle it from them. The Vietnamese boys have moved up to 4th overall, but this is their final dive, and again lots of twists in this one. 51-52B. And oh, they're way out. No, they will not make an improvement on that 4th position. They could even lose a position with that. Forward 2.5 somersaults and a twist in there as well. But there you go, 5s and 6s, it's not going to be enough. They retain their fourth ranked position, and after starting out in silver medal in second place, they will probably be a little bit disappointed. It's really, really tough, this, yeah, and you could see the final jump was not good enough, and of course both of them then were out of synchronicity. Look at that, one is too high, one is too low, and it's nowhere near together, which is the idea of synchronized springboard diving, of course. Right, Suchat, Pichi and Therapet Siripun. Final dive of the men's 3-meter springboard synchronized event. It's 2:05B, which means it is a backward 2.5 somersaults, and I don't think that's going to bother the judges too much here, and they're obviously entertaining themselves. And there we go, and let's have a look at the scores. The ties have picked up a score of 41.40, so they will not, they have actually got into rank 5 overall, and that is the last position, the final position. So well done Singapore. Malaysia have taken the gold medal in the men's 3-meter springboard synchronized. Timothy and Mark Lee have picked up the silver medal. Indonesia the bronze.